Hey, Glovelies, and welcome back to Glove Actually. I'm Courtney.
I'm Hallie.
And I'm Melissa.
This week, we are going to talk about everything to do with stadium giveaways. So there was a very fun giveaway night at Fenway Park this week that Melissa was devastated that she was in Baltimore and unfortunately was not there for it. Melissa, what was that? Tell everybody.
Okay. So last night at Fenway, they had a fourth wing night. Apparently, this has been like the largest promotion that they have ever had. They had 10,000 tickets that were special, just fourth wing. If you got one of those 10,000 tickets, you got a Zayden Ryerson Boston Red Sox flight jacket. And if you all don't know about fourth wing, we're going to talk about fourth wing when we get to my segment. So don't you worry. I'm going to catch you up on who Zayden Ryerson is. But I had a coworker who actually went and she filled me in this morning. So Abby, thank you so much for giving me this information.
Ooh, shout out Abby.
Yes, my coworker. So she got to go to the game. The game started at 6:45. She said that the line started at 2:15 to get into the stadium.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's so early.
Oh, I know, right? And if you had a special VIP ticket, you also got a special edition Red Sox version of the book.
Oh,
so,
that was awesome.
Oh
Shut
my
up,
God.
that's cool.
I saw it and I was so jealous. It's like white. It's like it has red foil cover print. I would love to have one of those.
Oh my god! I think some of the other stadium giveaways that have had like insanely long lines. I know when they gave away the Mac Miller bobblehead in Pittsburgh earlier this season, the lines for that were insane too, and the resale values on those are absolutely incredible. Just because that, of course, Mac Miller's no longer with us, so something like that, it automatically kind of like makes it that much more special. The other thing that I know sold out, or not sold out, but it ran out really fast, supply wise, was all of the Dodgers Hello Kitty night stuff that they had, which that was my big thing that I missed out on, and it was also on my birthday.
Oh man,
how rude! Oh my god, I wanted some of that Dodger Hello Kitty merch.
I love where they come up with the ideas for some of these. But let's see, so they had like photo ops with themed backdrops. They had cosplay there, fourth wing themed games. Rebecca Yarros, the author, was there. She threw out the first pitch.
Yes, I saw pictures of her with Tessie and Wally.
Yes. Yes.
So, and they were wearing the jackets.
They were wearing the jacket. And she said that there were so many people there that had their own custom made Red Sox jerseys that were fourth wing themed. I saw people that had like Zayden, Violet, Taryn, and Darna in the back of their jerseys. It's amazing. And she also said it was hilarious because people came in from all over the country to go to this fourth wing night. It's a huge pop culture thing right now. Everyone's obsessed in the bookstore community. She heard many people say, "What the hell is so great about this book?" And I said to her, I was like, if they only knew. If you know,
you know, and if you don't, then figure it out. How
exactly.
You're gonna find out today on the podcast.
That's right. I'm gonna tell you all about it. But anyways, I was super jealous that she got to go. I was super jealous. I've seen some other people post about it today, their pictures, and it looked amazing. I will say this: the Orioles sent out their Birdland membership with a survey of what their fans would like to see next year. And one of the options was a Hunger Games night. And I was like, yes, vote, yes, please.
Hello?
I'll be dropping the District 13 salute or District 12 salute all over that place.
Please. Oh my gosh.
So
I'll come in my Effie Trinket realness.
So I would love to see more book theme giveaway nights.
Yes, clearly the people love it. So that's definitely something. I can't wait to hear more about Fourth Wing later in the show. And of course, Glovelies, if there's anything that you want to hear us talk about on the podcast, be sure to leave it in our comments. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, subscribe to us on Spotify, and be sure to turn on post notifications to stay in the loop when we post new episodes. So let's just kind of get through this so we can talk about Fourth Wing. I know you're so excited to talk about it, and I'm excited to hear about it. But before we do that, let's kick things off with our Pookies of the Week. And I'm not going to say MLB Pookies of the Week because apparently someone does not have an MLB Pookie of the Week. So, Hallie, tell us all about your Pookie of the Week.
My Pookie of the Week is one of Naomi Osaka, one of the world's best tennis players currently playing, one of her crystal Labubus named Billie Jean Bling. And honestly, if I wish I could have all of the Labubus as my Pookie, but Billie Jean Bling, you're my number one.
I mean, the name in and of itself just kind of sets it apart. So 11 out of 10 Naomi Osaka, like 11 out of 10. Melissa, who is your Pookie of the Week?
Okay, so I know we are now in episode 4, and my husband is going to be like, how have you not even mentioned him yet? My Pookie of the Week is James McCann of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Currently, he is the catcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks. I am a huge James McCann fan. He is actually partially one of the reasons why I have my new reawakened interest in baseball. I saw him playing one night on the game, and I was like, "Who dat?" And my husband was like, "Nice." But then there was the moment last July where he took the ball to the face. He broke his nose. His face was swollen. He stayed in the game. He stuck tampons up his nose, and he went back out there and continued to play. And I was like, he is a superhero.
Legit.
She's the man.
Oh my God. I was just like, who else would do that? That's just next level. But I just wanted to give him a shout out this week too, because I love following his posts because he's also such a good dad. He posts pictures of him with his twins all the time. And he posted one the other day. They were doing first fantasy football draft together. And I thought that was so cute. So
I love that.
No, I'm shouting out my boy James McCann this week.
Hell yeah. Shout out James McCann. I love that. Well, my Pookie of the Week is Harrison Bader, who plays outfield for the Philadelphia Phillies. He was also traded at the deadline from the Minnesota Twins. I adore Harrison Bader. He dresses really well. He has really great style. He's funny. I don't know if you guys saw earlier this season, his warm-up bat is the Chug Jug bat, which is, it's like a clear acrylic bat that's filled with blue liquid.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Whenever he got traded, I posted a comment on like one of his posts or something. I was like, please get a red Chug Jug bat to match your new Philly. But yes, the Chug Jug bat, that was a big thing that I was just like, that is so off the wall and so silly. And that's just another way that I love when players show their personalities. He's a big goofball. And I know that we have an episode coming up where we're going to talk about silly goose players. So I will be talking more about Harrison Bader, but for now, Harrison Bader, you are my Pookie of the Week. All right, Glovelies, let's go ahead and get right into our top 5 of the week. This week, we are going to talk about our top 5 stadium giveaways. I went a little bit more generic. I didn't hone in on specific ones. I don't know about you guys, but Melissa, start us off. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is hats. Okay, so, when I say hats, I am talking about the baseball hats. I am not a fan of, and I know a lot of people are, like the cowboy hats, the big straw hats, the bucket hats. No, I want the baseball hats. Those other hats, they are cool. But don't get me wrong, when you are at the game and everyone in the freaking stadium is wearing one of these huge straw hats or the cowboy hats, it blocks the view, especially when you have young kids like I do and they can't see. And not to mention, those are like things you wear once and then you never really wear them again. The baseball hats, though, I will wear on a frequent basis. So my number 5 is a regular baseball hat.
What about you, Hallie? What's your number 5?
My number 5 is also a hat. I wear baseball hats all the time. They are a staple in my wardrobe. And the sillier the baseball hat, the more I like it. It's also the stadium giveaway I most recently received.
Yeah, that's true. When we went in July, we got these nice Tampa Bay Rays hats, and they had like a cute little rope detail across the bill. Mm-hmm. Very cute.
Yes.
My number 5 is going to be a t-shirt, plain old t-shirt. I love something that you can wear. So the majority of these things on my top 5 are going to be things that you can wear. They have have more practical application aside from being giveaway items. One thing that I would change about the t-shirt giveaway process, but I understand why they do it, is the whole sizing thing.
Yes.
That drives me nuts because you have a choice of either medium or extra large. Or in some cases, like when we went to the Rays games at Steinbrenner Field, you don't get the option. They just hand you an extra large and that's it. I get why they do that. It's generally speaking just to make sure that everyone can get something. I wish that it worked a little bit differently and, you know, you were able to size things more appropriately, but that's what sewing machines are for. So go learn a skill.
And I think for the special fan event ones where it's a limited number of tickets, they do allow you to select a size.
Well, I think when you buy your ticket, you pick a size, and then when you go, like they already have them bagged and separated for you. So
yeah, but like for the first 10,000 people ones, you're just, I think it's okay to just get what you get.
That's really, you get what you get and you don't get upset.
Yeah, I'm grateful just to be getting something for free.
I'm grateful to be handed an item that I didn't have to pay for. Now, just piggybacking onto what you guys said, I'm just going to go right into my number 4. My number 4 is a hat, any type of hat. I agree with you, Melissa, though, however, that any hats that have like a bigger silhouette to them, I feel like obviously they're going to be a visual block, especially for smaller children. So my personal favorites are the baseball caps or the bucket hats even. I think those are more practical. So those are going to be my number 4.
It's the silhouette. It's a good way to put it.
Just be courteous to the people around you. It's not hard. All right, Melissa, what is your number 4?
Bobbleheads are going to be my number 4. I know that's probably very more popular for other people. I appreciate the bobbleheads. I think they're cute. I do enjoy collecting them. They are, however, a pain in the ass to keep track of the day of the game, especially when you're there with multiple people, you're carrying multiple boxes. But I do love the bobbleheads. We have several in my house. Couple Gunners, couple Colton Cowsers, got some Adleys, even have a Corbin Burns.
Corbin Burns. I miss him. He's getting Tommy John surgery. Shout out Corbin Burns. I hope your surgery goes well. Hallie, what is your number 4?
I promise I'm not copying your homework, Melissa, but mine is also bobbleheads. I think they're so classic and funny. They are something I grew up really looking forward to getting. I don't think I ever actually got one, though. We were always too late to the game.
Did you get a Shane Baz bobblehead when we went back?
I sure did.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought.
And it lives on top of my fridge.
Hell yeah. So I was going to say, I'm just going to jump into my number 3. My number 3 is bobbleheads. And I put them right in the middle, mainly for the collectible factor. I really love the themed ones. Like they did the Iron Man Cal Ripken one. They had the Star Wars ones earlier this season for Gunnar Henderson and Colton Cowser.
I have all those too.
Yeah, any type of a themed bobblehead, I think just makes it that much more special. But what I really love when they do is when they did Adam Jones's bobblehead, they had him with the
pie, yes.
I think that's so cute, and I think that the sculpture is such an artistic talent I think that is underappreciated in and of itself. So I think that overall, the collectible factor, the fact that they're customized and specific to the players, I find that so neat, so fun. So for that reason, bobbleheads are my number 3.
My number 3 is the t-shirt. Like you, I am a fan of the t-shirts. I was also going to comment about the sizes because I do think it is a bummer that it is either medium or extra large. However, I do always go for the extra large because that is always a guaranteed sleep shirt.
Yes.
Yep. Or hanging around the house watching the game shirt. So I love the t-shirts.
Absolutely. Hallie, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is a giveaway that has been brought up on the show a couple times, maybe just once actually, but that is a Food for Hits giveaway.
Yes.
Yeah. My favorite one that the Tampa Bay Rays do is curds in the third, where if they score in the third inning, everybody presents their ticket at Culver's and gets a free side of cheese curds. As a good God-fearing Midwestern girl, cheese curds are my favorite food group. It's something I always look forward to getting.
Yeah. Definitely anything you don't have to pay for, I feel like is always fun.
I always cheer for whoever's going to get me a free snack.
Absolutely. As you should. good. I'm gonna kick it into number 2. So my number 2 are gonna be any of the jerseys that they give away. So they just gave away the Jim Palmer throwback jersey, all kinds of jerseys, especially for the VIP ticketed events. I know at Steinbrenner Field they do a lot of like the cultural heritage jerseys. I think that's really fun and special. They do the Pride jerseys during Pride Month. They do throwback jerseys, the basketball jerseys. The San Diego Padres are about to give away a City Connect basketball Manny Machado jersey.
Nice.
So cool. It looks so sick. Earlier this season, they had Ryan O'Hearn doing the promo for the hockey jersey, which I'm sorry. Okay. I need to derail this conversation for a minute.
Okay. Yes. I have complaints about the hockey
jersey. This on my fan account earlier this season. I need to know how they divvy up or how they determine which players are going to model the promotional items.
Yes.
And who's in charge of photographing the players in the promotional items, because half of the photos are like Ryan O'Hearn just standing there with 2 thumbs up, just going, I'm here. I'm wearing this hockey jersey. Half of them look so uncomfortable, and half of them are just like, I'm just here so I won't get fined. It is the funniest thing to me. It's one of the most unserious things that I've ever seen. So
Cedric Mullins, they had him with the straw hat, and you could tell he was just kind of like, why am I wearing this?
Oh my God. No. My absolute favorite was Gunnar Henderson in the Hawaiian shirt with the single thumbs up.
Oh my God. Yes.
Like, yep.
He
I'm here.
looks so out of place.
Oh my gosh. So shout out marketing department. I don't know if you're intentionally trying to make these men look dweeby or dorky or awkward, but
you're winning.
If it's feedback that you need,
keep doing it. It's perfect.
Yeah. So anyway, just a roundabout way of saying my number 2 is a jersey. So someone else go and do their number 2.
Oh my God. All right. My number 2 is kid theme giveaways. I do not think there are enough of them, which is very surprising to me. I have seen a few. We went to a Nats game last year and they gave out like little Spider-Man jerseys, and those were cute. The Orioles earlier this year during their kids opening day, they gave out little Oriole bird plush toys. So I do appreciate the kid giveaways. I don't know why they don't have more of them, but
I feel like that kind of goes back to what we were talking about with like the size of the item. I feel like, especially with kids, I feel like that's much harder to gauge.
And especially because what interests a 5-year-old is not going to interest a 10-year-old necessarily.
That's very
targeting to children, just as like all children.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be not everyone is going to be satisfied just by nature of that.
Yeah, it's a pretty wide demographic, so that just makes it more difficult to nail down what's going to be the most popular across that entire span. But yeah, no, I sympathize with that selection. So good choice, Melissa. What about you, Hallie?
My number 2 is a very specific item that I unfortunately will not be receiving, and that is the Bravo TV X Rays giveaway cup for a fan event at an upcoming game. And I am heartbroken because I love no other medium more than I love daytime reality TV. I was raised on Bravo trashy shows, and I will be buried with them playing in my casket.
Yeah. Shout out Below Deck.
Below Deck. Shout out Sheer Genius, if anyone remembers that one.
Yes.
Shout out all the housewives.
Yeah.
I love you, ladies.
Shout out Andy Cohen.
Andy, adopt me.
Okay. So I'm going to push into my number 1, which is going to be the Hawaiian shirt. And that automatically gets a step up from any other clothing item because it's multi-purpose. I feel like you can kind of dress it up or you can dress it down. I feel like a lot more artistry goes into designing the Hawaiian shirt because it has to be a pattern that repeats. So it has to be something that's not going to look too busy and something that's not a visual nightmare to look at. And on top of that, this kind of goes back to the sizing issue that we were discussing earlier. But if it's a situation where the extra large is a little too small for you, you can leave it open. Like you don't have to button it all the way.
Yeah.
That's something that I feel like the sizing is a lot more flexible. It makes it a lot easier to style a number of different ways. So for that reason, the Hawaiian shirt is my number 1 stadium giveaway.
Love it. Love it. I actually got the Hawaiian shirt this year too. I like this one that we got this year. My number one is going to be the movie, TV show, or book themed giveaways. Kind of already hit on the Fenway one, obviously. We talked a little bit about the O's had May 4th weekend this year. They had the Star Wars themed giveaway, which was really cool because you got the Colton Cowser Star Wars bobblehead and the Gunnar Henderson Star Wars bobblehead. It was also kind of cool because they had the Oil Bird come out all dressed up in Star Wars gear. And so I do like it when it's themed toward a movie or a TV show. And I really would love to see more book themed ones. Like
the idea of doing a Hunger Games themed night at Camden Yards sounds so cool. So
oh my
if that is announced, then Hallie and I might have to make a pilgrimage up there. So
my number one is when a kid catches a baseball and gets to keep it.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
I feel like we all win when a child catches a ball.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or when an adult catches it and gives it to the kid as they should.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah,
a game used artifact.
I think if you catch a ball and there's a kid near you who is trying to catch the ball, I think you're an asshole if you keep it and don't give it to the kid. I said it. Like,
Yes.
let the kid have it. What are you going to do with a ball?
I'm going to keep it in my bedroom with the 4 other balls that I have back there.
Well, yours were special gifts directed just to you. So that's a very different situation.
I mean, yeah, that's true. Also, one of them is signed by Anthony Sanders. So
yeah, it's like
Mm-hmm.
in that situation where it is like you received those balls because you befriended somebody on the team a little bit, those are your treasures. You worked for those. If you just like
the first one that Anthony Sanders ever gave me, I did give away to a little kid. You watched me do it.
I did. I think that was okay to do because the kid really did want a ball.
He had his glove on and everything, and oh my God, he was electric after I handed him that ball. My goodness.
Yeah.
I love it.
Oh, I love it.
Shout out Anthony Sanders.
Shout out Anthony Sanders.
Yes, shout out Anthony Sanders.
We'll see you next
Love him.
season.
Yes.
We will see you next season at the dugout.
Woo!
We will have more bracelets for you. Well, we meaning Courtney. And I'll be there too.
One more thing that I did want to mention is my sort of like honorable mention. It's not so much as an honorable mention as one that I think would be fun and that I would like to see. Something I started doing this year, I started collecting baseball cards because why not? I like the dopamine hit of a blind pack item. So baseball cards are a great way to feed that addiction. So I think it would be fun if Topps sponsored a giveaway, and they could do this at all the different stadiums. Packs of 5 cards that were specific to the team whose home stadium it is.
Yeah.
Either that, or I think alternatively, I think that Topps could sell those in the gift shop, because Topps sells the Series 1, Series 2, like regular series cards in the gift shop. I think they could easily sell packs of just whatever team the home team is. Sell that team's cards in like packs of 5 and give the fans of that team a chance to collect a lot of those cards.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, I would love to have a full Orioles set. I know a lot of Orioles fans would love to have a full Orioles set. That would be a great way to kind of encourage trading amongst the fans, and that could become a culture of its own at the ballpark. So that's something that I would personally like to see. I don't know about you guys, but that is something that I think would be really cool. So Topps, if you're listening, there's a suggestion for you.
Get on it.
Woo! Okay. All right. So moving on, now that we have hit our top 5, it is time, Melissa. We are going to leave our Glovelies with some recommended media for this week, brought to you by the No Regrets reader, Melissa herself. So, Melissa, this is your moment. Take it away.
Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, so obviously, since we just talked about Fenway's Fourth Wing Night, today's book recommendation is Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I'm sure there's some people out there who haven't read it. This is my way of trying to get you to read it. Okay, so Fourth Wing is romantasy. So that's a combination of fantasy and romance. It's a growing genre in the books of the world right now. You'll see most often when people talk about it, they're talking about Sarah J. Maas's A Court of Thorn and Roses series. But Fourth Wing has quickly rose to be one of the most popular books in this genre since it was released in May 2023. So just to kind of give you guys an idea, in January of 2025 of this year, when she released the third book, the first book had already sold 12 million copies in the first 2 years. So, like I said, it's become synonymous with the word romantasy. It's often one of the first books that people mention when they're discussing the genre. And Rebecca Yarros has said that this is going to be a 5-book series. Only the first 3 books are out right now. And obviously through Fenway Night, it's a huge reference in pop culture right now. And it's currently in the early stages of development with Amazon as a TV series. So that's going to come out soon too. And there's no release date, but it's coming.
Well, I was going to say Amazon is actually, so they're the ones that produce The Summer I Turned Pretty. And according to the folks who have read the books, I'm a big fan of the TV series. I have not read the books, but according to the folks who have read the books, it's a pretty good, close, true adaptation of the books. So,
okay, good. Thanks. That's a whole nother rant I will say for another day. I personally I prefer for Hollywood to keep their grubby hands off of my books because they tend to just take them and bastardize them in any way that they feel fit. This became a huge rant of mine back when I first saw Twilight for the first time. It's very rare that I see a great book to movie or TV show adaptation. I think the best one that I've seen recently is Outlander. I have high hopes for this one because if it is not good, I mean, there's just so many details in this series that if they lose those details, you could totally just like lose the whole storyline. So I have high hopes, and I'm really hoping that Hollywood does a good job with this series because I would be devastated if it did not. Okay, so getting back to the book. So usually, I will say this, romantasies are usually a hit or miss for me. I'm not a huge fan of the books that have the excessive world building and the complex characters. Fourth Wing is a fairly simple on the world building front. So even my friends that don't like fantasy books at all, they love Fourth Wing. So the premise is this. The continent in the book, this is where everyone lives, it's divided into 2 kingdoms. The 2 kingdoms are at war over resources. They have different cultures and their uses of military tactics. And there are magical wards that separate the 2 kingdoms. And Navarre enforces their wards using dragons. Cormiel uses griffins to enforce their wards. So Navarre, being big on military tactics, at the center of their military training, they have Basgiath War College. And Basgiath is divided into 4 quadrants. There's the healer quadrant, there's the infantry quadrant, the scribe quadrant, and the Riders Quadrant. So our FMC is Violet Sorengale. She's been born to attend Basgiath. She always intended to enter the Scribe Quadrant because her dad was in the Scribe Quadrant. And the Scribe Quadrant is basically responsible for keeping track of everything that happens in history. They're the historians. So she's been training to be a scribe, but her mother, who happens to be one of the most famous riders in all of Navarre, is now the commanding officer of Basgiath, and she forces Violet to enter the Riders Quadrant. So the Riders Quadrant is the toughest, most difficult training to survive because it's physically taxing, and the whole point is at the end of training is you're chosen by a dragon to serve as its rider. And then once you're chosen by a dragon, your fate is permanently tied to that dragon. Hence the famous line that everyone always hears when they hear about Fourth Wing is, a dragon without a rider is a tragedy. A rider without their dragon is dead.
Okay.
Dramatic.
This is kind of giving, like, just for media that's already been made into films and more widely released, this is kind of giving like Divergent meets Game of Thrones a little bit.
Yes, a little bit. Yes.
Yeah, the Divergent, like the factions, and she ends up in Dauntless, which is like the crazy one where it's like the military training and
yes,
the line, then you end up factionless, and then you have to like basically be homeless. Okay, I'm getting it. Okay, keep going.
Okay, so Violet's already unprepared to enter the Riders Quadrant because she's been training to be a scribe. So already unprepared to enter the Riders Quadrant, Violet must also survive the close, constant proximity of her family enemy, Xaden Ryerson. Violet's mother executed Zayden's father years ago because he was the leader. Yeah, he was the leader of a rebellion against Navarre. So, and all the children of the parents that participated in that rebellion have been forced to enter the Rider Squadron. And Zayden happens to be the most ruthless rider of all, and he has his eye on Violet for revenge. So with all these odds stacked against Violet, no one expects her to survive training long until the day comes where the dragons choose their riders, and Violet becomes the very first rider ever to be chosen by not one, but 2 dragons.
Okay.
Okay.
Get it, girl boss.
Oh, and that's just the beginning. And I'm just giving you like the high level, like upfront stuff. So this book, super fast paced, very action packed. Something's happening in almost every single chapter. And given the amount of action that occurs, the fantasy components, they never really feel that overwhelming. The book has one of the most classic enemies to lovers arcs that you will ever read. And you got a little touch of a love triangle storyline in there too.
I feel like there's also like a little bit of like star-crossed lovers too.
Oh yeah.
Like star-crossed enemies to lovers.
Yes, I like that. Star-crossed enemies to lovers. That's a really good way to describe it.
Ooh, okay.
Every chapter is relevant, and at the beginning of every chapter, there's an epigraph that leads off the chapter. Pay close attention to those because as the story progresses, they provide some foreshadowing for events that are yet to come. Sometimes in the book that you're reading, and sometimes in the second and third books. And sometimes it's going to seem really, really obscure, but I'm telling you, every single epigraph is relevant in some way. There's a great host of secondary characters that you fall in love with. There's definitely some humor. You get some spice. I would rate it about 3 chili peppers worth of spice. And there's some tearjerker moments as well. Like there's one scene in the first book that it just breaks everybody the first time they read it. Mentally prepare yourself because there are cliffhangers. The first cliffhanger in the first book is a doozy, but they get more intense with each book.
How many books are out so far?
Yeah. Okay, so it's the whole series altogether is called the Empyrean series. There's going to be 5. Only the first 3 are out.
If you're going to start the series, buy all 3, so that way the the first 2 cliffhangers, you just get to go right into the next book.
Oh yeah, because you're going to want to. You're going to want to. My coworker who went to Fenway Night, she literally just read these last month. I think was the first time she got into them, and she's gone. Read them back to back to back super quick.
Oh my gosh.
So the first book is Fourth Wing. The second book is Iron Flame. And the third book is Onyx Storm. I have not met many people. Almost every person I've ever talked to who's read this book has given Fourth Wing 5 stars. Iron Flame and Onyx Storm will get mixed reviews because what happens is as the story progresses, you get the true reason behind the war and the story gets more complex. So some people like where the story is going, some people don't. In my opinion, I think it's freaking amazing. I love it so much. I can spend so much time analyzing this series. When the third book came out in January, I took the day off so I could read all day long. That was actually a mistake. I needed to take 2 days off. And then as soon as I was done, I was pretty much worthless for the next week because all I was doing was talking to anybody who had already read the book and just going over all the small minutia to like try and figure out where the story is going next.
Oh, that's me every week. When I watch The Summer I Turned Pretty, I just go on Threads and I just dissect every little thing.
Then you will love these books. You will love.
Perfect.
But just be warned. So like I said, the 4th book is not out yet. It does not have a release date yet. I think she just said that she started it just recently. And the cliffhanger for the 3rd book is pretty intense. So there is going to be a little bit of a waiting period between the end of this book and whenever the next book comes out.
That's really, really good to know. Okay. So overall, 3 chili peppers out of 5. So it's pretty spicy. We've got 2 sequels to Fourth Wing. So if you want to read more, you can definitely read more. And then hopefully we'll have a release date for book 4 soon. Is there a title out? Do you know?
There's no title. There's no book cover. There's
Rebecca,
nothing.
feed us. Give us more. The people need more.
Know. Look, people are obsessively checking Goodreads for the day. I mean, trying to figure out when this next book is coming out. I am one of those people.
Amazing.
Obsessively checking.
I love it. And well, that's the good thing with any type of series is that, there's more. There's more development for the characters, there's more development for the plot. So that's always something to look forward to. So if our readers like Fourth Wing, then there's more for them to read.
Yes. And there's so many great twists that you do not see coming, and they are wonderful. So I hope if you have not read it, get on it. I recommend this to everybody.
Okay. All right, Melissa, thank you so much for that recommendation. And if our listeners want to make recommendations of their own, where can they find you?
On Instagram and Facebook at no_regrets_reader. Hit me up. I love the book recs.
Amazing. All right, Glovelies, that's going to do it for this episode of Glove Actually. Thank you so much for listening and joining us this week. So, Hallie, what are you looking forward to most this week in the world of baseball? Who do you hope has fun?
Well, I hope I have fun because we're going to a game this weekend.
You're so right.
That's awesome.
Melissa, who do you hope has fun this week?
I hope Cal Ripken has fun this week because this weekend is the anniversary of his 2-1-3-1 game, and they're doing a big game. Yes, so I hope that Cal Ripken enjoys the anniversary of his success this weekend.
Shout out Cal Ripken. I am going to piggyback off of what Hallie said because this Saturday we are going to see the Rays take on the Guardians at home. I am actually a fan of one of the players of the Guardians. I'm a really big Stephen Kwan fan. So I hope Stephen Kwan has fun this week. This is probably going to air a few weeks after we go to that game, but I hope Stephen Kwan is having fun.
Go Stephen Kwan.
Go Stephen Kwan. All right. Well, this has been Glove Actually. I'm Courtney.
I'm Hallie.
And I'm Melissa.
Have a great week, Glovelies. As always, be kind, keep it cute, and stay glovely.